Y'all, we're going to space on this one. Not too long ago, I talked about an extraction shooter named Arena Breakout, and after I was done with that, this one kind of popped up out of nowhere for me. With the subject of space making me stiffer than a doorknob, I had to get in on this action as soon as I could. And I should have just waited. So grab a drink and your spacesuit because today we're talking about Starsiege Deadzone. And if you want to see more Starsiege content or more content from me in general, be sure to sub to the channel if you enjoy what you see today. Okay, let's continue. Starsiege Deadzone is an early access corridor extraction shooter developed and published by Prophecy Games set in the far reaches of space. Delve into derelict space stations overrun by hostile Cybrids in search of valuable resources. Group up with 2 squad mates, fight against other raiders, and escape alive. This game promotes a long list of features like tactical PvP combat, procedurally generated ships, hardcore gameplay, high-stakes extractions, and a lot more with a timeline of about 12 to 18 months in early access before it hits full release. And so far, this is their only game they've made / are making. But with a combination of the timeline and the vision of this game, you're probably curious about who the hell Prophecy Games even is, and honestly, it kind of shocked me a bit. If you go to the game's website, or even the studio's website, you will see that Prophecy Games was founded in 2019 as a studio under the umbrella of Hi-Res Studios, and then detached from the studio as its own thing in the early months of 2020. In case you need a quick reminder, the same people who delivered games like Paladin, Smite, and even Rogue Company laid the foundation for Prophecy Games in 2019, and then less than a year later, they left the nest to go do their own thing. Prophecy touts that their team is set out to create bold experiences thanks to their combination of newcomers and veterans of the AAA industry with decades of experience. I'm not sure bold is the correct word I would use for Starsiege, but hey. Now that we know what the game's about and who the studio is, it's time to talk about the game itself because I think the concept is pretty good. Aesthetically, the game has a very dark and eerie feeling to it, and pair that with the fact that the ship is literally disintegrating while you're trying to escape, makes you wonder if you should engage for more loot or leave while you have a chance. Unfortunately, that's about where all my positives end for this game. Now, before I get comments telling me I need to uninstall my life privileges, I understand that this game is not complete and things will hopefully get better over time. Think of this more as a list of things Prophecy needs to fix if they aren't looking to sunset the project down the road. And before we dive in, I want to mention that this video was supposed to be out before they put out a hotfix, so much of what I was going to say was fixed for the most part. A lot of this involved the performance of this being that of a goddamn calculator and struggled to even run on normal settings. The hit detection was also worse in this game as it felt like the game was flipping a coin for every shot you took. There was also the chance of being thrown into max level lobbies even if you were a copper, but they've scaled that back as well. There's been effort made to this game in a short amount of time since it came to Steam, which I'm thankful for. However, there are a couple things we still have to discuss. First thing I want to touch on is the gunplay. The movement is fine. It's actually really solid and feels good. But I don't know what the hell they were thinking when it came to the guns because this is just straight cheeks. I will honestly admit that the weapons look amazing, and if looks could kill, these weapons would be overpowered. Unfortunately, this ain't that kind of game, so we're left with guns that feel like they couldn't shoot a hole in tissue paper unless the thing you're trying to shoot are the Cybrids. Now, even though they put out a hotfix claiming that they fixed the hit registration, I still feel like not every shot I shoot hits. I don't know if it's because the weapons are too weak or what, but something just feels off. It's a pretty common staple for any extraction royale or even battle royale game to have desync, so should I be surprised? No. Does that mean I should have to deal with it? No. It also doesn't help that the bullets have this weird travel time to them. Like, I get it, you're in space, but I think these guns are futuristic enough to not have this shit happen. This next issue actually makes me dread playing this game, and that would be the loot. Trust me, there is enough loot to go around. But looting in Starsiege feels like getting a birthday card, and then when you go to open it, there's nothing inside. It's just heartbreaking. If you're lucky, you'll get some kinetic or pulse ammo. If you manage to score something better than an auto pistol or DMR, go play the lottery because it will never happen again for at least another 5 games. When you go to actually loot something though, the way in which you have to do it is shit. When you start looting, much like when you're opening a door, the bar will start to fill up, and once it does, don't you dare look away, because Lord forbid your player can't do two things at once. This Dollar General Buzz Lightyear is qualified enough to go into space, but he can't open a chest and check his surroundings at the same time, okay? It'll confuse him. For real though, I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but I hope they fix it soon, because Jesus Christ. There's nothing more annoying than being caught in a firefight, and instead of helping your team, one of you just have to stare at the door and become an even bigger target, waiting for the fucking thing to open. This also happens when you're trying to extract as well, and it's also a perfect time for people to camp it and listen for footsteps like the CIA listens to phone calls so they can kill your ass. Bitch, you fucking tried it, didn't you? That's more or less just part of playing the genre, but if you're actually able to guard yourself while extracting, it would be nice. I think that's about all I can think of for now, but if you have anything you can think of that you like or don't like about Starsiege, be sure to leave it down below. For my final thoughts, the concept of this game is nice. It's a very unique game. The execution has gone about as well as someone ice skating on concrete though. I'm not going to dramatize it and say that this is the worst BR or extraction royale, because trust me, there's another company that holds that title, but this was taken out of the oven a bit too early for early access. If the hit detection, balancing, weapons, looting, and even the economy receive updates, this will turn into something that's worth your time and effort. I do think Starsiege has a spot in the industry for what it's trying to do. It'll essentially be a free-to-play alternative to Marauders, and based off what people have said about that game, it may be the better option once this game actually figures itself out. Now I turn the mic to you. Let me know down below what you think about Starsiege. Is this game destined to make an impact? Will it shut its doors within 12 to 18 months? Let me know. And while you're down there, go ahead and orbit that like button and land that sub button so YouTube can show you my content free of charge. This is Sir Blackout signing off to see what awaits for what is essentially moon-based alpha with weapons. God, I miss that game. Later.